Imagine a man who captivated millions with a voice like no other. He stood center stage in front of a roaring crowd, dressed in outlandish costumes, breaking every rule about what a rock frontman should be. His name? Freddie Mercury. But who was the man beyond the stage lights? The one whose voice echoed in stadiums around the world, but whose private life was hidden behind a veil of mystery. In this video, we take a deep dive into the untold story of Freddie Mercury, his life beyond the stage, his relationship with his bandmates in Queen, and the heartbreaking final chapter of his life that left the world mourning. Welcome to Rock Fame Diaries, and please subscribe as we unravel the legend of Freddie Mercury. Before the world knew him as Freddie Mercury, he was born Farrokh Bulsara on September 5, 1946, in Zanzibar, now part of Tanzania. His parents were Parsis from India, and his early life was steeped in the cultural and religious traditions of the Parsi community. Farrokh's love for music developed early on, and by the age of 7, his parents sent him to India for schooling at St. Peter's, a British-style boarding school in Panchugni. It was there that he first earned the nickname Freddie and discovered his passion for performing. Freddie showed an early talent for music, learning to play the piano and forming his first band, the Hectics, at school. Though his talent was evident, no one could have imagined the superstar he would become. His family moved to England in 1964 following the Zanzibar Revolution, and Freddie's world changed dramatically. The young man who once lived in an insular world of boarding school and Parsi traditions now found himself immersed in London's booming rock and pop scene. During this period, Freddie attended Ealing Art College, where he earned a diploma in graphic design. But music was where his heart truly lay. London in the late 1960s was a crucible for rock bands, and Freddie started moving in circles that would lead him to form the band that would change his life forever, Queen. Freddie's journey to becoming Queen's frontman wasn't immediate. In the late 1960s, he bounced between bands like Ibex and Sour Milk Sea, none of which gained much traction. But destiny struck when he met guitarist Brian May and drummer Roger Taylor. Along with bassist John Deacon, they would go on to form Queen in 1970. Freddie, with his flamboyant personality, instantly became the face and voice of the band. As a musician, Freddie was a perfectionist, deeply involved in every aspect of Queen's music. He was more than just a singer. He was a composer, an arranger, and a visionary. His voice had a 4-octave range, and he used it to break conventional barriers, mixing rock with opera, classical music, and pop. It was his genius that led to groundbreaking hits like Bohemian Rhapsody, Somebody to Love, We Are the Champions, and Don't Stop Me Now. But despite Queen's meteoric success and Freddie's larger-than-life persona on stage, he was an intensely private man off it. Unlike the hedonistic image he projected, Freddie was shy and introverted. In interviews, his bandmates often mentioned how Freddie would disappear from the public eye after performances, retreating into his personal world. Freddie Mercury was a man of contradictions. He was known for his flamboyance, his high-energy performances, and his bold fashion choices, but behind all that, he was deeply private. His life offstage was a mystery to most, even to those closest to him. One of the central figures in Freddie's personal life was Mary Austin. The two met in 1969 when Freddie was still finding his way in the music world. They began a relationship that would last several years, but even after they broke up, Mary remained a constant in Freddie's life. He often referred to her as the love of his life, and the two were so close that Freddie left her his home and the bulk of his estate after his death. Freddie's sexuality has been the subject of much discussion, both during his life and after his death. Though he had relationships with both men and women, Freddie came to identify as gay later in life. However, he remained protective of his personal life, rarely discussing his relationships in public. His sexuality was part of the enigma that surrounded him. Freddie was a man who broke boundaries on stage, but kept his private affairs closely guarded. Despite his fame, Freddie longed for stability and love. He surrounded himself with close friends, and his longtime personal assistant, Peter Freestone, later revealed that Freddie valued loyalty above all. This close-knit group formed Freddie's inner circle, providing him with the companionship and trust that were hard to find in the public eye. By the mid-1980s, Queen had achieved global stardom, and Freddie Mercury had become one of the most recognizable faces in rock music. But while Queen was on top of the world, Freddie was facing personal challenges that would soon take their toll. In 1987, Freddie was diagnosed with HIV, a devastating diagnosis in an era when the disease was still largely misunderstood and stigmatized. He chose to keep his illness a secret, even from his bandmates, for as long as he could. Freddie continued to perform and record, refusing to let his diagnosis just one day after publicly announcing that he had AIDS. His death sent shockwaves through the world, and millions of fans mourned the loss of one of the most extraordinary talents in rock music. Freddie Mercury's legacy lives on, not only in the music he created with Queen, but in the impact he had on pop culture, fashion, and the LGBTQ+ community. Queen remains one of the most influential rock bands in history, and their music continues to inspire new generations of artists. Freddie's flamboyant style, boundary-pushing performances, and refusal to conform to societal expectations have made him a cultural icon. He challenged the norms of his time, not just musically but also in terms of gender expression and sexuality. His openness about his identity, even if it wasn't fully acknowledged during his lifetime, has made him a symbol of pride for many in the LGBTQ+ community. In the years following his death, Queen's music has seen a resurgence, particularly with the release of the biopic Bohemian Rhapsody in 2018. The film introduced Freddie Mercury to a new generation of fans, further cementing his status as a rock legend. His incredible story, from his humble beginnings as Ferric Bulsara to his rise as one of the greatest frontmen in rock history, is a testament to the power of talent, ambition, and individuality. Freddie Mercury may no longer be with us, but his music lives on, immortalizing him as one of the greatest vocalists of all time. He was a man of mystery, a man of talent, and above all, a man who never let society's rules define who he was or what he could achieve. As we reflect on his incredible life and legacy, it's clear that Freddie Mercury wasn't just a rock star. He was a cultural trailblazer who left an indelible mark on the world. His voice, his music, and his spirit continue to resonate with fans old and new. Thank you for watching this video on Rock Fame Diaries. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Freddie Mercury's untold story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos about the legends of rock. Hit the like button and share your favorite Freddie Mercury memory in the comments below. Keep rocking, and as Freddie said, the show must go on.